It may feel like spring, but according to the calendar, it officially arrives on Friday, and gardeners everywhere are already feeling the itch. But getting your hands dirty will produce more than just beautiful blooms. It may also help your heart. Our health specialist, Beatrice Spilly, joining me with a little good news.
High blood pressure affects 1 in 5 Ontarians. And it's often called the silent killer, as there are generally no signs or symptoms. But moderate activity like gardening can help.
Pauline Wijaya-Sekurer believes gardening is an art.
It mirrors who you are, gives you a fabulous place for expressing yourself.
As it turns out, a green thumb can also mean a healthier heart. Wijaya-Sekurer has high blood pressure.
I lost my dad at 51 to a massive heart attack back in Sri Lanka. So that puts me in a very high-risk position. Gardening has a very therapeutic effect on a person.
Some studies have shown gardening, a low-risk, moderate form of exercise, can lower blood pressure, helping to prevent stroke and heart attack. The majority of Canadians don't get the 30 to 60 minutes of physical activity they need every day.
Being active is really the key. You need to bend, move your arms, move the soil around, get up and move plants.
Blood pressure is made up of 2 measurements: systolic pressure, which is the pressure of the heart contracting, and diastolic, which is the pressure of the heart releasing. The ideal measurement is 120/80.
A recent study showed about a third of people with high blood pressure or hypertension didn't know it. Usually there are no signs or symptoms.
If your blood pressure is increased above the level of 140/90, every increase of 20 millimeter mercury will increase 2 times your risk of having heart attack and stroke.
Regular physical activity along with proper diet and treatment can save your life.
If you have your blood pressure properly diagnosed and treated under the level that we recommended, you can reduce the chance of having a stroke by 40% and having a heart attack by 25%.
Wijaya-Sekurer says her father didn't have much of a chance, but with her blood pressure under control, she feels the odds are on her side.
I've outlived him, so I guess I've at least achieved something so far.
Those particularly in danger of having high blood pressure are diabetics. And in general, those over 50 years old are at high risk, with half of them having hypertension. But it can happen to any of us. The best way to find out is to make sure you have your blood pressure checked regularly by your doctor to see if it's too high or too low, for that matter. And if you happen to be at the Canada Bloom Show, stop by at the Heart and Stroke Pulse Garden. They'll take your blood pressure for you. In other family health news, at what age would you consider yourself old? New research suggests our mental abilities begin to decline before we're even 30. U.S. researchers studied 2,000 healthy adults aged 18 to 60. They were tested on mental agility with puzzles and other cognitive tests. The study found that brain speed and the ability to memorize peaked in our early 20s. Then things began going downhill at 27. Meanwhile, teens and texting, triggering a new wave of health warnings and predictions. Scientists studying the physical impact of all that messaging say today's handheld generation is developing bigger and stronger thumbs. But it isn't clear if that will prevent users from developing the repetitive strain injuries already well documented in older users. Neck and back strain and addiction are other health concerns. If you want to know how ingrained the behavior might be, ask your teen to ring a doorbell. Chances are they will use their thumb, not their index finger.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I think it might be a good experiment for us to ask our friends, because we're, always using this thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're back with more, including coming up next, a risk you may not have thought about as you file your income taxes.